What's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of BS for Build. We're obviously here working on the FD. Now we have 6 days to try and finish this build. I got like 2 for paint prep, 2 for paint, 2 to put it back together. 6 days, that's it. That's my guess on this. So there's some things that we need to assemble and get sorted out on the front end of this car, and then there's some repairs that we need to do to the body of this car to kind of kick off the paint prep. So that's my goal for today. Stay tuned. All right, I'd like to get started on the front of the car. And where I left you guys off, we were talking about what bumper we shall use. And the answer is not this one. We are not going to go ahead and use this bumper. I agree with a lot of you guys that left the comment that it doesn't match the body lines. It doesn't match the styling of the Rocket Bunny kit. We've already committed to the Rocket Bunny kit, and it really doesn't match the styling, especially when you look in here. I found many pictures. People were kind enough to link me many pictures of people that had done this combination, and I'll be really honest, I don't like any of them. I was not a huge fan of that look. I like the stock Rocket Bunny look more, but we are going to do Rocket Bunny, but we're going to add our own touch of a nice front diffuser that'll help bring that lower front lip out and not make it look so drastic. We'll have some support rods that go up in our front diffuser that'll help bring the body line out at the bottom. Also, we really need one of those because we got rid of our factory under tray that helps shovel air into the radiator, which you actually really need on this car. So it's not only functional, it's necessary, and it'll look good as well. Now, we mentioned that the fenders, those are test fenders as well, so those gotta go. And we got new headlights, yeah. So, all that stuff's got to go. Why don't we just go ahead and break down that whole front end now, and I'll take a look at our new headlights, see how they attach to the car, and what we're going to do there. It'll give us a nice little blank canvas to start rebuilding from. I've unboxed our new headlights. There's an interesting story behind these headlights. Now, I always wanted these headlights for the build, but they were getting hard to find online, and they were costing a lot of money. They were getting up to like $800 plus a lot of shipping, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I can run with the stock ones. And then this guy, Wendell, emails me, and he says, man, I have these style of headlights. I couldn't really get them to fit right on my car. I didn't like the look of them, but if you want them, I'll ship them your way. And I was like, for free? Like, you serious? So these are $800 set of headlights, and I just didn't really want to spend that much money, and he happened to have a set that he didn't really love. He shipped them my way for free. So thanks so much to Wendell. Dude, you hooked me up majorly. He's got an awesome website and Instagram, Capsule Plus Studio, which I'll put a link to in the description. If you want to see some sexy car photography and stuff like that, hit that out. He's an amazingly talented photographer, and he hooked us up big time. So throw him a follow. So these are obviously an upgrade from this. This type of bulbity bulb thing is what we're seeing in here, and obviously I don't know a lot about headlights. I just don't. There's a lot of different headlight technology. There's LED, there's xenon, there's things, and I just don't know. But I know that we need to get that in there and that on top of that, and then it'll look right in the car. So that's the next steps that I'm going to do. Wiring it up, that could be interesting. I think these need a ballast, and I'm not seeing a ballast, but we happen to have some ballasts already in the car. So hey, we might be okay. We might be okay. Let's bolt some stuff up, twist some wires, and see where we land. Well, had to take a lot of stuff out of there to get to that headlight, but I got it out of there. Everything's gone. We should be having a new air box coming soon for this. A little hint to the future. So the headlight is gone. The motor that flips it up is gone. This will be a no more flip up headlight car, which I'm actually sad about. I thought the flip up headlights was a really cool feature, but looks wise, I think this is going to look better. So it's give and take. It's a give and take. And speaking of some more giving, we're in luck. So we got some wires for some hot stuff for high beam. That's awesome. They're already right there for us. And this HID, I think they're called HID retrofit kit with that ballast right there. This is a ballast, by the way. It's a little box of magic. It takes in power and then it puts out power in a different type of power. It's really cool. If you can't tell I'm being sarcastic, I don't know what the hell it does. Anyways, it's like a direct snap into what this light setup has. So I figure let's go ahead and I use the voltmeter and check the voltage on these things to make sure that nothing's like too crazy. So that's good, that's safe. And I actually tested out this light, which does operate as we'd expect. So with all that being good and happy, I think it's safe to go ahead and bolt up this this really well-made, pretty cool structure that's gonna go like in there and wire it up and give it a shot on one side before we do the other side. Quick hint, if you're installing these at home and that light is on the left, you're installing the wrong headlight on the wrong side of the car. Grab the other headlight and proceed. Alright, we got some light. So this is our low beam and that's our high beam, and you can see they definitely work in the middle of the daylight. They're lighting up that wall. And our high beam just burnt out. No, it's back. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not 100% sure about that whole situation. But let me just turn the high beams off. Okay, the high beam's acting a little funky. It's kind of like fading out after a second and then coming back in. And I don't know why that's happening. I looked at the wires and they look fine. I'm not like smoking any wires or anything. But this light, this one low beam light is plenty bright for now. So I'm gonna leave it and move on. We have a lot of stuff to do today. And I don't think I'm ever gonna be using those high beams considering what the low beams look like. And I'm gonna have 6 very powerful LEDs in the front of the car. So for now, short term, just gotta move on. Later on in life, we can troubleshoot that if we choose to. Moving on, we're gonna go ahead and pop that headlight out, which shouldn't be too hard. Probably gonna have to remove the battery. We'll pop the stock headlight out and place the new one in. There's always something that goes on with cars where the project that takes too long already seems to just draw out and take longer. It'll never just wrap up the right way. So I thought I was super lucky having the ballasts installed. Unfortunately, that ballast worked. That one did not. So now it's off to the auto parts stores, and I hope somebody sells one of those kits around town. Well, it's bad news for the bros. There's not a set of ballasts anywhere in town. HID retrofit kits are getting harder and harder to find because people are switching to LED. I have plenty of LED headlight setups, but they do not fit in such a small package as that. And I really want to keep those HIDs because I think they look good and they're nice and powerful. So that means I'm going to go ahead and order a ballast kit online, and I will have one shortly. But this will not stop us from going ahead and installing the rest of the light, getting the placement right, so on and so forth. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then when it's time to actually wire in the light, we'll go ahead and take the top cover off of it and then just wire it up. Won't be that hard. I can't believe I've spent almost all day on the headlights, but now seeing them on the car and with them fitting up nicely, I'm feeling okay about it. I'm feeling okay about it. So we had the ballast issue. Other than that, there's no real issues. You can see I took the lenses off. I don't like the look of those lenses, so this is essentially how I'm gonna run these headlights. People get very creative with the paint scheme on them because you have the inner bucket that you can paint, and then you have the outer. And I need to look online. I'm not sure, so I believe that this is gonna be the color of the car. Maybe this as well, or I'll do following this body line and the bucket black. I've seen some people do that, so where basically from my hand down that's all black, or you do the bucket and the surrounds and then you just do the inside, sorry, not the bucket, the outer shell is all the color of the paint and you just do the inside of the bucket black. Those are 2 options that I have. I'll do one of them. I just gotta do some research tonight and figure out which way I like the look of best. So from our sponsor of this build, JDM Buyer, we got some new fenders from Japan. They're actually the same color of this car. And no, we didn't pull a Mighty Car Mods and just take the fender off and say we got it 3 weeks later. But I will go ahead and grab those out of the truck. We're gonna wanna fully bolt them on and see how they look around the headlight again. But then also we're gonna go ahead and make the cut. We can use our old fiberglass fenders as templates. We'll make the cut for the wide body and then actually mount the wide body to the real metal fenders. I definitely wanted metal fenders to be a good solid base for this. I forgot to turn the camera on for the left one, but we got the left one. And if we go over here, we've got the right one. That color of red looks so good, man. It's such a nice, deep, crisp red. So these we got in Japan when Trevor saw the condition of the car and the fenders. He thought, you know what, we should pick these fenders up. So these are from JDM Buyer. Link is in the description. He's a sponsor of this build, and it is a great source to get parts like this, JDM parts over from Japan, shipped to you. JDM Buyer, your #1 source for JDM parts and packing peanuts. So I'm a little bit torn. I really want to see what this is going to look like tonight, but I also want to use 2 people when I mount the fenders so we can make sure that we mount the fender flares exactly to match up with the front bumper. Chelsea's available tomorrow, but I still have a little bit of time tonight. So I think I'm going to do something that's a little bit stupid, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make the cuts. This part isn't stupid. The cuts need to happen. The stupid part is I'm going to temporarily rivet the wide body fender flares into the fender. Again, second time temporarily mounting them so I can see what it's going to look like tonight. So I'm going to go make the cuts right now. We'll mount those up and then we can test fit the front bumper and see how it's going to look. Well, it looks a little strange with the car being about 5 colors right now, but overall, I think it is really starting to finally come together. I do like the front bumper. I think the headlights are standing out too much right now because they're shiny and new and the wrong color. But once everything gets painted, I really do think it's gonna get together. So we're gonna put that front lip on there, and then we'll build a front diffuser, and then we'll do supports up through the center, and I think that will really help with the front end of this as far as not making it seem like it's going down at an angle. I think it's gonna work. Everything's looking like it's gonna fit up all right. I mean, keep in mind right now the bumper is hanging, it's holding itself on, so it's sagging pretty far down. But overall, I don't think it'll be too hard to mount up and make look good. All right, that's where I'm gonna end this one. If anybody's interested, that RE Yamamiya knockoff front bumper is for sale. I would only recommend it though for maybe like a drift car where it's gonna get messed up, or if somebody has the skills and really wants to take the time to fix it. So I will price it appropriately, and I can't ship it, so only in the Pacific Northwest. But if you're interested in that, hit me up. Thanks to our sponsor, JDM Buyer, your #1 source for JDM parts. Link is in the description. That's where I got those pretty fenders. And what else? I think that's it. We got less than a week to finish this build, so I gotta hurry up and get home and edit and get back into the shop tomorrow morning, when I will see you for the next video. See you tomorrow. Peace!